Anyone else ever freak out if asked to speak in a group or speak at all? Yep, me too. I used to live there, but no more. And there was no way I could have done a YouTube channel and travel the world facilitating classes if I still believed that I was shy. Yes, believed I was shy. Let me tell you how I stopped being shy. Welcome back, my friends. If you are wanting more from life, then you're in the right place. Today is a very personal subject. I used to be so shy that I could hardly speak in a crowd or even to cashiers. And you know those scenes in the movies where people get the flop sweats and they have sweat dripping down their faces and their voice trembles? Yeah, that was me. Okay. That was my reality. That was my everyday. And I was a promotion manager at a TV station. It was my job to talk to people. We even premiered the very first Harry Potter movie, and I let the radio station partner do all the talking. I had let my TV station go underrepresented because I was shy and couldn't stand in front of a crowd. My friends, my life was so affected in so many ways by this belief that I was trying to live. One of the first things I knew I had to change was how I believed I had no value and therefore I shouldn't be seen or spoken to. Where did that start? I don't know, but it was in deep. So the first thing I did was I wrote a list of things I genuinely liked about myself and that I valued. And it wasn't about comparison or competition, just self-acknowledgement. I wrote things like, I'm good at problem solving. I'm good at puzzles. I'm good at games. And I write stories really well. I create worlds. And I carried this list with me on my phone so that when I forgot, it was there to remind me. The key to this is that it was self-acknowledgement. I knew I had to see my value before I would let others see it. And it wasn't about being perfect. Dear heavens, no. When I could acknowledge me, when I could see my value, I stopped looking for that acknowledgement of me from others. And interactions started to become easier. As I started shifting these energies and some of the reasons I had quote unquote adopted shyness as my identity, I had what I think is one of the most fascinating discoveries one day while recollecting childhood with a friend. I was describing how when I was younger, I would watch kids, I would watch adults on the playground in life, wherever it was, to see how things played out, to see the interactions. Maybe it was the writer in me, but I was really good at observing. And I found it more fun to watch than talk. So adults would look at me and say, "Oh, isn't she so cute? She's so quiet and shy." I heard this, and since it was my formative development years, I went, "Oh, that observation energy is shyness." So then I started being and creating this reality's version of shy, and I started to hide. I had all these amazing abilities, but when people misunderstood what I was doing, not talking and observing, as shyness, I started labeling those talents as wrong. And what's truly funny is I look back to times when I was younger, like before 10, I didn't have that shy energy at all. I was very outgoing. I even used to play cards with my brother's friends who were 11 years older than I was. I would walk up and go, "Let's play a game," you know? I used to volunteer to give talks in church. What shy person does that? They don't. And I think this misidentification of energies is a big area where a lot of us start to think we are a certain way when we are not. Bottom line, My shy energy wasn't inherent from birth. It was adopted. And therefore, I knew then that I could change it. So how to begin changing it for you? The core of this is looking at the energy of it all. First, acknowledge yourself. Truly start seeing your worth, your value. When I did this, it helped me change the energy I was projecting, being, and seeking from other people. Second, start looking at and recognizing those misidentifications of energies. When I realized my observation wasn't shyness, help me flip that switch. What energies were you taught to misidentify? Yes, it took practice, it took retraining my mindset, but it started that energy moving towards profound change that lasted. It allowed me to unleash my true self. Thanks for joining me today. And if this inspired you to know that there is a life of ease and fun beyond shyness, please consider tickling the like button and sharing this video with somebody who needs to hear this. These seemingly small actions have a huge impact on a growing channel like mine to be able to reach more people who are requiring this information. And please know how grateful I am for you for showing up and pushing play today. You, honestly, are what helps me get out of bed each day and do what I do. All right, I'm Donnielle, a nationally board certified wellness coach. And until we play again, please be kind to yourself and keep creating a life that inspires you to live it. I'll see you soon.